As you can tell, I'm back at Wirra Park. My friends Russell and Tanya have let me use their paddock. Now in the distance there, we've got some beautiful cattle that are fattening up. And when they're finished, they look like this on the plate. I've got 2 pieces of grassland Scotch fillet here. Now the thing I love about Scotch fillet, it's got plenty of fat in here. And don't be scared about the fat. Fat is what gives it flavour. It makes it moist and nourishing, gives you a great mouthfeel, and that's what makes this meat so delicious. Also, it's the grass. The feed that they eat is what makes it tastes so natural. Now what I'm going to do is season my steak with some pepper, a good twist of black pepper on here, and some salt. I've got the lid on the salt here to stop it from blowing away. It's pretty windy here. I'll sprinkle a little bit of salt on here. When you're cooking your meat, you need to have salt. Salt loves meat and meat loves salt. You can't cook steak without it. I'll turn it over and add a little bit more salt on here. Now these Scotch fillet are perfect just the way they are, but every now and again you want to add a little bit of spice, a little bit of flavour. So what I'm going to do is show you how I like to add flavour. I've got my Texan rub here. Now I've got a whole lot of little spices here. I've got some cayenne pepper, some smoked paprika, some garlic powder, some cumin, some white pepper and oregano. That's what I like to do. And what I do is I put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil straight on top and then mix it around with a fork. This is a little rub that you can make, pop in the fridge and use it every time you've got some guests coming over. What you do is grab your Scotch fillet like this with a fork and pop it into the rub. Turn it over like that, and then all you need to do is pop it straight onto your barbecue like that. That smells delicious. Now while that's cooking, and it won't take long to cook, probably about 3 or 4 minutes, I'll just keep turning it over. What I'm going to do is make my potato salad. And what I've got is some beautiful Nicola potatoes here that have been boiled in their skin. And what I'll do is I'll add some herbs. I've got some dill here, some parsley, some chives that have been cut nice and fine, and some spring onion. You can use one of those herbs or all of them. I find the more fresh herbs you use, the better. I've got some red onion in there, half a red onion, chopped nice and fine. And you can see this is smoking up beautifully, and what you need to do is turn that over. It looks gorgeous and smells great. The trick with cooking a steak is to turn it over every couple of minutes or so, because the juices are wanting to rise up away from the heat and get out of the steak. And what you want to do is keep it in. By turning it over, you're actually keeping the juices in the steak. Really, really important. Now I've got the red onion in there, and I'm also going to add some Dijon mustard, one of my favourite mustards to use. If you want it a little bit hotter, you could use some English mustard. And something that I like to put in my potato salads, which is a bit of a secret of mine, is Greek yogurt. A good quarter of a cup or half a cup of Greek yogurt gives it a lovely sour sort of flavour. And of course mayonnaise. You need plenty of mayonnaise in a potato salad, and I'm going to add about half a cup of that in here. Squeeze it in like that, and you can squeeze it from a distance. Look at that, fantastic. Now all you need to do is add some salt and some pepper to the potato salad and mix it around, and I reckon by the time I've mixed this around, turn this steak a few times, it'll be ready. I can't wait to eat this. Look at that. After a couple of minutes, my steak's cooked all the way through. Now, I like to check it with my finger. I know when I touch it like that, it's beautiful medium rare in the center. You can use a digital thermometer if you like to get it really accurate. But what I'm going to do is pop it onto the board here. It's a really good idea when you are cooking a steak, take it off the grill, let it rest for a couple of minutes. We've done a lot of things to it. It's been cooked under high temperature. What we want to do is let those muscle fibers relax a little bit, so when we cut into the steak, all the juices stay in the meat where they belong and into our mouth. Now what I'm going to do is plate this up, because I'm not going to let it rest. I'm just going to tuck straight into it because it looks and smells so good. Steak goes onto the plate there like this, and of course some potato salad onto the side there like that. It smells fantastic. It looks even better, but there's only one way to tell if it tastes great. You need to cut into it. Oh, I can tell how tender it is already. It smells fantastic. The spices in there are great. You can have a lot of spice on it if you like, or none at all. Moist, tender. Potato salad and the steak and the spices go so well together. Beautiful Australian grass-fed beef. What could be better than that?